Music is just that one thing that gets me undone.
When I was little, I really enjoyed listening to music.
Yeah.
I always used my money for like my lunch and all at school to buy radios.
Music is the softest place you can catch me.
I wanted to be a rapper, just like Nicki Minaj.
So many people don't believe I entered IMSU to read medicine and surgery. Even if you want to do music,
Yes.
there's a place for education.
Getting the
you know.
education first is quite important.
It's very, very important. The music industry is not just about singing music. It's a hot business. Hello, everyone. I am so happy. I know the smile is getting too much, but I am really, really so happy. Okay, my name is Bubella. I am a singer, producer, songwriter, and a music instructor. And I am the assistant creative director of 10 Strings Music Institute. And I am so happy to be here because this is the first episode of the Knee Deep podcast right there. So it's so exciting for me because I got the opportunity to work with the most amazing personalities in the industry. I'm talking about the DbossMotions studio. A big shout out. Please, everybody, let me hear you clap at the background.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And I have somebody special with me today, a renowned songwriter and a poet, Feyi.
Hey, hi guys. Good afternoon.
Thank
How
you
is
so
everyone
much.
doing today?
All good.
It's so fun being here.
I know, right?
This is my first, and
Oh,
I'm
it's your
excited.
It's your first podcast, is it?
Yes, it is.
How are you feeling?
I'm excited. In between, nervous a little, but mostly excited.
Don't worry, we'll get over it in a minute.
Definitely.
It's so good to have you.
Thank
I want to
you.
talk about the traffic. You saw it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, President. Thank you, everybody that's involved. The traffic was something, wasn't it? It was really
indeed,
crazy.
Indeed. It was
At some
something.
point, guys, I had to calm down just to
Yeah.
make it early
I mean,
to
I
this
did
firm.
trek here.
And, guys were like, hello, hi, do you need a ride? Do you need help? I was like, I need help if I can get
that. I
know?
trekked at the point before I now finally got the bus again to bring
I
me
know,
here.
right? But I'm so happy you finally made it here.
Yeah. me
It
too.
is so great to be here. So I just wanna reminisce, I'm a music person.
Let's do that.
I love music, I don't know why some people doubt, but I've always been music because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. And
passion.
it's my passion,
Yeah, it's a
right?
passion, yeah.
So I decided to, have a space where I get to talk about all of this.
It's quite important.
Yeah. And that's what this is all about.
I'm honored to be here. I am. So thank you so much.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ondo State.
On the States?
Yeah, I'm a Yoruba babe. My name is Feyi. Yeah.
Feyi.
But people always say I don't look Yoruba. Yeah, like it's a thing.
Yeah, you're kind of in between.
Yeah, I know. But
That's
I'm
cool.
Yoruba. Yeah.
That's cool. Also, I want to talk a little bit about music for you growing up.
Okay.
I think for me, I'm from the East, Anambra and Imo State combined, and music for us back then, it was very inspiring. But for me right now, I can say it was something, and I
imagine.
wonder what was music for you like growing up, because I think back then we get to hear music like chicken no dey cry for night.
Ayo. If you cry
And
for
then,
night.
and this music we blow without stress.
Yes, now.
It's blow.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so,
and our parents
Yeah.
are jamming it and all of that.
Yeah.
What was music like for you?
For me?
when
Okay,
you were-
so for me, music was like a very passionate thing for me. It was like a fire that keeps on burning, that would not ever go out. Yes. When I was little, I really enjoyed listening to music. I
Yeah.
always used my money for my lunch and all at school to buy radios
Yeah.
or MP3. So I was always listening to music, and I was always listening to American or foreign music.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, just for example, now you said something about Chicken No Dey Cry for Night. Those were the music that were
Jam.
I mean, very beautiful songs. No
Okay,
cap,
if you
no
say
cap,
so.
no cap whatsoever. But I rather did listen to Tupac. I listened to Biggie. I loved rap a lot. I mean, I'm a softie, but I'm a hard girl too that
God
loves
help
rap
you.
music.
God help you. I think for me, back then I just loved everything. I didn't really understand it so much. I didn't
Okay.
understand it so much, even though at the time my father was a bassist and my mom
Quite
was an
interesting.
active singer. But I didn't really
Music flows
understand,
in the blood then.
please.
It
I
flows.
got the most of the flow, but
Not so.
I didn't really like
Yeah.
understand fully. I can't say I understood what it was all about, but it moved me so much.
And
Like,
that makes sense.
music is the softest place you can catch me.
Ah,
This the
that's so
this is the
sweet.
only reason. I remember I saw a video of a small boy. He was listening to his song and he was demonstrating it, crying. I was like, oh
So
my God,
much.
I did this when I was small. And I had no idea what they were saying. But I was so emotional about it.
Yeah.
So I think it shaped me a lot. So many times, growing up, I felt I was going through things that nobody else was going through.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear people like Celine Dion
And
talking about
there's
what
this
I'm going
thing
through.
that I want to talk about. Life for rent. Life for rent.
Dido,
If my
right?
yes,
Dido,
yes, yes.
I think.
That really did a number on me emotionally. Like there was nothing new. I'll just start listening to this song and then I'll start crying. I'll start crying as if
Don't
no,
worry, I'm not
they
alone.
don't carry something for me. But
Life
I
is
mean,
for it.
music,
It
yes,
was
yeah.
quite,
And I was
it
quite
was,
little back then.
yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right? It was quite a lot.
yeah,
So, for you, you are a songwriter and a poet as
yeah,
well.
yeah. My pen bleeds.
Your
My
pen,
pen, it bleeds.
she
Yes,
said her pen bleeds.
yeah,
Did you
it does.
guys get that?
I love words a lot.
So
Yeah.
what was the journey like?
Okay, so the journey has been I would say I wanted to be a rapper, just like Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I know. I don't
She
look
wanted
it.
to be a rapper.
But I wanted to be a rapper, yeah. So this was what got me to start writing. Yeah, I started writing back then, and when I look at it now, it's just like it's so foreign. Like how did I get from being an amateur and now like don't I mean say pro, don't I mean took my horn so much, yeah.
Took
But
your own, girl.
yeah, so how about you? I mean, when was the time, or rather, how did you know that, yeah, it is music or nothing? Like, how did you get to that point?
Honestly, it
What led
wasn't
you there?
it wasn't an easy decision. And you would
Yeah.
think it would be easy for me because both my parents were wanting music,
Yeah.
but I still had to prove myself. You know,
That makes
I still
sense.
had to prove myself. I'm talking about playing music and then my mom will seize my CD. Like,
Oh,
funny
wow.
enough, I went to write jam a certain time
Okay.
and then I came back home quite late in the evening. And then I was blasting this Beyonce's new album. I don't have money,
In
mind
a
you, I was
Christian
that young.
home,
Yeah.
you, sir.
I don't have money. I was not making any dime, but I would save money to buy the most expensive Beyonce CD ever. And I bought it and I was blasting it. And my mom came back, she was like, so you're not even worried about what you scored in jam. You just wrote jam, but you're not praying. You're not even asking God to give you. And I was like, I don't know. Like, this is like, I just feel like this is what I should be doing. What should I be worrying about? Whatever is going to happen is going to
Exactly.
happen anyway.
What
So,
feels right.
exactly. So, like, the journey, I had to prove myself a lot of times. So many people don't believe I entered IMSU to read medicine and surgery. Yeah.
Can you imagine? So you
Yeah.
should be a doctor right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
yes?
I was obsessed with anything medicine,
Wow.
honestly. But then I
I
looked at
can imagine the
myself.
journey.
Yeah, I looked
Like
at
the
myself.
bridge. Okay, so I'm very curious. Like, how did you go from wanting to be a doctor to Bubella, the queen of live
Yeah, like
music?
that's what I'm trying to get to. So I
Yeah.
looked at myself and I was like, I'm going to stay in medicine surgery for 6 and 1 extra year. That's 7 years. I knew deep inside that I was not going to practice when I come out.
Okay.
Honestly, because at the time, music had taken the better part of me. Honestly, in school, then every other person was just, obsessing over any other thing. I'm in my room writing,
Just writing
just
songs.
writing
I can
songs,
relate to that too.
page after
Yeah,
page.
yeah,
And then I
yeah.
told myself the truth. I was like, if I go through this,
I
I'm not
can
gonna
relate.
come out and be. I envisioned myself like, okay, imagine, in in the operation room playing one. Like I'm like, no, I'm
And
not gonna
7
do
years
this.
is a very longest time, 7
Yeah, it
years.
is. It's
Imagine
too long, way
wasting
too long.
7 years. But thank God that you had the whole thing together. And now you're
Yeah.
here doing
And
wonderfully
I'm
well.
here, and one of the things I advise
Yeah.
people as well, because one of the things I did when I
Yeah.
decided to take music professionally, it took a long time. I decided to take music professionally 2018.
Wow.
And the first thing I did was to get education on what it was to be in the music
Very
industry.
smart.
This is
Yeah,
one of
very
the things
smart.
my folks mix out. There's a lot
Yes,
to
yes,
learn.
yes.
Music industry is not just about singing music. It's a hot business. It's a very deadly
I mean, people
business.
are catching up to it now, Sha.
Yeah,
Sure, you know.
So that was the
Yeah.
first thing I tried to do. And of course, that was not even enough. I still needed to self-educate myself afterwards. So it was quite a lot, you know.
Yeah. Such a sweet journey.
Yeah, so and back then, like I said, one of the people that helped like shape me back then was people like Celine Dion, Beyonce, and the rest of it.
Yeah.
But for you, you were leaning more to the poetic side of the music
Yes,
and also a
yes, yes,
songwriter. So
yes.
who were you listening to at the time? I heard you mention some rappers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, they're all poets too.
Kendrick Lamar is hot.
Yes, yes, yes. They're all poets. I mean, Nicki Minaj too. These
Yeah.
people sit down to like literally write their songs. They don't go freestyling and saying, like, they say things that are meaningful, things that are impactful, things that are very inspirational. Yeah, that moves people. You get, so these are the things that really moved me and all.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I saw you jamming to Young John Stronger recently. Yes. I'm like,
Matt.
so I'm just like, okay, what do you like? Is that what you're leaning
You see why
towards?
I
Are
did
you
not want
listening?
to bring you to this podcast. You just know how to you just know how to catch
Bring
me.
out the truth
Yeah,
now.
I think that's what I'm listening to right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Young John, he just released the song called Stronger. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the video. It broke me.
Ah, I
And
don't
you
want to
know
say
why?
too much.
You
I
know
know,
why?
I know, I
Because
know.
I've had like the video made
Similar
sense to me. So
experience,
many
yes.
people are watching the video and they don't really understand
Yeah.
the emotions
The pain
behind. But
behind it.
it took me third watch to go through, like to be able to watch through the video.
Yeah,
I
it was
kept
that
going
hard.
back. It was really difficult for me.
So
And the funny
scary.
thing is, I'm gonna be performing the song 1st of October.
Wow, wow,
So,
wow. Oh, let's give her. Let's.
so
We
God
are going
help
to
me.
be there. We are
God
going to
help
be
me. I don't
there.
want to cry on stage because I'm a hard girl.
Please, please cry.
But it was quite a hard song because the story behind the song made so much sense to me. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
can
what
you
I'm
tell us the
listening to.
story? Like
Yeah,
just a little, just a
the
little
story
there.
was
Yeah,
I
but
call
don't
it a
start
love
crying,
song.
no.
No, don't worry, I'm cool. I'm a hard girl. Don't trust
Oh
me.
yeah, no.
So the story is basically it is dedicated to the mother. Of course, there's a twist in the video where
Yeah.
people didn't realize that the auntie was actually the mother for quite some time.
I didn't know that too. I mean, I saw the
Yeah,
videos
but
and I
like
was.
it's all about
Yeah.
motherhood.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
think the hardest thing, I'm sorry, when I lost my father, I was 3. I can tell you the impact of
That's such a
living
lot.
without a father,
Yeah.
but I can't tell you I was crying. Like I was chewing gum the very deep,
I mean,
but
you were 3,
I
no?
was 3, yeah, I was
Yeah.
likely 3 to 4. But I lost my mom 3 years ago. And it was the hardest thing I've ever. I thought I've had a hard life, but that was the hardest thing I've ever had to go
I
go
mean,
through.
I want to
You know,
say, yeah, yeah. I want
it
to
was
say I
so
can imagine.
difficult. Yeah, no, like I don't want you to imagine it at all. I don't want
Yeah.
like if I have enemy, if I hate you and I hate your guts, I don't want you to experience
you
that
don't
because
wish
I know
that
what
on
it's like.
anyone.
I don't wish that on anyone, but the truth is, this is the things we have to go through in life. I mean,
Yes,
do you
yes,
expect them to be
yes,
here
yes.
forever?
There's always seasons and
Do
times
you
with
understand?
everything.
Exactly.
So,
So this is Powerball. It
yeah.
is quite difficult, and the reason why I decided to perform this song was to give I just love giving hope to people. To
Yeah.
kind of like give hope to people and let some persons that are going through this
That
know
you're
that
not
okay,
alone.
you're not alone. We are so
Yeah,
many
that's
in
a
this
great
list,
gift that you can
you
give to
know.
anybody, honestly.
Exactly. So,
Because at times, you could be going through some things and you feel like, oh, it's just me.
mm-hmm.
But when you like, yes, someone else going through that
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel the sense of hope and encouragement to go on. Like if this person can
Exactly.
pull through, me myself, I feel pull through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's such a wonderful thing.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm not so much
yeah,
a talker, but I get
yeah.
to do all of that when I
Yeah,
write
yeah, we
and
know.
sing.
We know. I mean, you're such a art show. But when you're writing or when you're
Ah,
singing, you're
God,
always so
it's good.
emotional. Like it's so quite annoying. I wish people can know this side of you. Yeah, art girl, oh. Like
Yeah,
art girl.
right.
But you're out there singing, you're
I'm
crying,
just,
you're like giving people these emotions, and people are
yeah.
thinking, oh, Bubella is such a softie. But nah,
I'm not.
she's an alpha.
No, I think that's strong part of me.
Yeah.
I don't think it's by choice, to be honest. Although I think I've always had this fighter,
Yeah,
inside of me
spirits.
from
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
from onset. But I think to an extent, it's just what life presented to me and how I
You
deal
went
with,
about it.
But inside of me, like I said earlier, music is just that one thing that gets me undone, because I'm not so
I
much a
like that word
talker.
undone.
Yeah, I'm not so much a talker. If you see me in a group, I'm probably not saying anything, but
Yeah,
I'm 100% observing the
definitely.
scenario. But where I get to say whatever I want to say and say it in the most authentic way is through music.
Music. Yes.
But I know people get to, get that confused and
Yeah,
think that I'm a
exactly,
softie.
exactly.
I look
Misjudging you
soft, I
and
look
all.
calm, but I'm very, very,
You draw blood, my babe. Okay.
God.
So I would just like to know your insights on songwriting now. Like, do you feel like in Afrobeats or like the genre of Afro now that is like popping and all? How do you think writing? How do you think the writing has evolved? For example, from Chicken Know the Cry for Night to Stronger, and also you're also an instructor at 10 Strings, yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that blend in and all? How do you get to like let all these children know, or your student? How do you
Children. First of all, I don't teach children.
sorry,
Different
your
age.
students,
Yeah.
yeah. How do you put them through? How do you go about it all?
I mean, we do the
I'm just
best we
curious,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think about when we were dropping Chicken No They Cry for Night. The likes of Celine Dion were dropping very tick tick.
Michael Jackson,
Like, they were dropping
yes,
very tick tick songs with like strong
definitely,
lyrics.
yeah,
And I think at the point, because I'm just someone, as much as I love melody so much, I'm also interested in what you are saying. What
yes,
are you saying
yes,
to me?
yes.
So maybe
Quite
that's why,
important.
yeah, maybe that's why I was more drawn to the foreign market growing up more than,
Yeah, yes, yes,
putting interest in
yeah.
our own. But to be honest, I'll say that there's a lot of improvement right now. And I'm not just talking about A-list artists. I'm talking about B-list,
Yes,
C-list,
yeah. We need to give it to
D-list,
them.
the people you've not heard before. I mean, we
It's
wrote a
even the
song
people.
together,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
that you
yes.
guys are gonna hear. We wrote a song together
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
just amazing. Like every single
Not
person
just a
that
song. I mean,
we've,
I've
but you know the
written.
song I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but I know. I
Exactly.
definitely do.
So what I'm just gonna say is that the growth is significant, and I don't even know how Afrobeat is like the king right
Right
now.
now, yes.
Yeah.
Right now,
So it's giving us so much room for improvements,
yeah.
both in sound, in what we are
In
saying, in
words,
words,
yes,
in,
yeah.
putting our emotions strategically in a very precise and interesting way,
Yeah.
and presenting it as a good written song.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a very beautiful experience, especially working in 10 strings and getting to meet different
Different people.
persons. A lot of it, all a lot of them are already signed to a label. They are bringing in so many, like
A lot
they are
of creative
pushing the
people.
boundary.
Yeah.
They are trying to learn so much. They are trying to experiment on so much.
I can
So
imagine. I can
honestly,
imagine.
is a ball game. Like I really
Yeah.
love it. So
That is
it's
your little niche that you have found right there,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. Like I
from
can't.
everything that I know about you, I mean, that place should
Yeah.
be like your mini paradise,
It is,
yeah.
right?
And
Like every day I'm like, ooh, okay, this
yeah,
new
you get
person,
to do
ooh,
what you
tell me,
love every time.
tell me what let me know what you
Yeah,
think and
yeah.
everything.
And
So
you said something about now Nigeria or like Afrobeat is really popping right now. And I have this theory about the spotlights, yeah. So back then when we were little, we tend to listen to foreign music. You said Celine Dion, I said Michael Jackson,
Yeah,
Tupac, and
yeah.
all. Yeah. So I felt like the spotlight for like this spotlight now on us now was on was on the
It
foreign
was on
people. So
them definitely.
anything they sang then made sense to us and all. But right now, I don't know what we did, but we have really done a lot of work. I mean, we have to give it to ourselves. So the spotlight is on us now, and I want to encourage everybody to like make use of
Yeah,
that spotlight
definitely.
because it is on Nigeria. It is on Nigerians rather,
It is
and we
an
have a lot of
Afrobeat.
creative people here in
A
Nigeria.
lot.
So
A
we have
lot.
to make use of it because if you check online and all, you see a lot of foreign people using the same Nigerian content to make money
You not see
online.
that go 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 go.
Go
Why
and
white people are like, okay, is
and
that the
this
way?
American guy that sang Omema, that your
Yeah, yeah,
gospel
yeah. Oh,
song.
man,
This
you're
American
always
black
on
guy,
time.
oh.
And it's like I did it for my fans in Ghana. I'm like, that's not
Yeah,
Ghana.
so we have to
That's not
wake up.
Ghana, uncle. That's
It's
Igbo.
Nigeria,
You
guy.
know? Yeah,
Yeah, so
but
the spotlight is on us and we need to like make use of
we
it. I
thank God for
mean,
that. I
no,
think is
yeah,
the evidence of what
of living.
a lot of our, you know,
Past.
A-list artists have done. People
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Wizkid,
yeah, yeah,
Burna Boy,
yeah,
Davido,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Fela,
Simi,
them,
Fela,
Simi,
come
yeah,
on. Like all of
Adekunle
Adekule Gold,
Gold,
all of them, what they've done so much, you know,
the
we
growth,
can't
yeah,
talk about us without talking about them
yeah,
because they're the ones that
definitely.
actually pushed, you know, to this. Now I want to talk about something that I've always thought about you.
Okay.
You have dyslexia.
Yeah, I do.
Do you guys know this girl has dyslexia? And
Yeah.
she's a renowned songwriter. Like I am in awe of what she comes up with. I've read a lot of her poems.
You're making me blush.
No, I'm really, really serious, you know, because how do you do this? Like how was the journey for you having
Yeah,
to deal with a learning
I
disability
guess.
and then
Yes.
coming into writing such as writing poem and writing songs? Like that's crazy.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's the irony of life, and that's just the mystery of it all. I mean, truly, I have dyslexia. Like pronouncing some words is quite difficult
Yeah,
for
should
me.
I should I
No,
should I
now
give you
please,
what?
now please,
Okay, okay,
don't
cool.
say it.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
keep it a secret, yeah. But
Can we try dyslexia?
okay, dyslexia.
Thank you. You shot right small. Let's go.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so funny enough, I actually did not even know that I had a learning disability. So when I was 20, I think 24, 25, yeah. So I would say it was a challenge for me, but then again, it was part of my growth. It was part of my experience. It was the
Yeah.
things that I needed to go through to be who I am right now. So I'm grateful, and I wouldn't change anything. You know, my mom was a big part of writing for me because my mom is a teacher. She
Okay.
speaks very well. Yeah, so she taught me how to read. I mean, I don't want to say a lot, but I couldn't read till when I was 7. Yes. When I was in
What do you call in Yoruba? Olodo, I'm
Olodo, yeah.
sorry.
I mean, but here we are anyways.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people it's always all about what you believe about yourself.
Exactly.
It's not
Exactly.
so much about
What
what
people think.
somebody else says
Yeah.
or what they think.
I mean, I was the typical Olodo. I mean,
Wow, she said
last
it.
in class
She
and
said it too.
everything.
Did you guys hear?
But yeah, I am now. I mean,
That's crazy.
it's quite a
And
lot.
I just wanna encourage you and also thank you for moving above the expectations,
Yeah, above the norm.
you know, above the norm, you
Yeah.
know. And this is why I also believe in music education. I don't like writing people off because said
Yeah.
they you know have
They
this or
can't
have
do
that or
this.
but
Yeah.
it's all dependent on what do they think about themselves or what do they want to do, and this is why I really really exalt the place of education. Even if you want to do music, there's a
Yes.
place for
Yes.
education,
Getting the
you know.
education first is quite
It's very very
important.
important.
And you know something that I found out about a disability is an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want it to be. I heard something recently, yeah, that living is a choice. Living is a choice. So if you are so depressed enough that you don't want to live, I mean, that's just it. But if you have that fire, like no matter how little it is, that it still keeps on burning. It will keep you alive. So
Right.
I see it as an ability instead of a disability now. Yeah.
It
And I would
is.
like to encourage everyone out there that has a disability whatsoever. I mean, it's an
To
ability.
push,
Keep it
to
up.
push. I mean, in
Yeah.
10 strings, we have a lot of students with autism.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of
I'm
them
aware.
with autism.
Wow.
I think I
I
showed
can
you one of
imagine.
them, and he plays the saxophone
Yes,
perfectly.
yes, yes.
He plays the
So
saxophone
beautiful.
perfectly, and he plays on stage. You might ask him to do any other thing, and
Yeah,
he's
you
like,
wouldn't.
but the moment you put that sax on is like
Yeah.
going, that is why I believe so much in education. Of course, I'd never thought in my life that I would be a teacher. To be honest, I used to look down on teachers. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know.
sorry
It's a
now.
Nigerian thing.
Yeah,
It's a
hey, teacher
Nigerian thing.
Njoku, teacher Lodo,
It's a Nigerian
But
thing.
right now I'm a teacher and I never thought so. Even all this while I've been teaching in different aspects. I taught a choir when I was 12, the first
Yeah,
time. I
yeah,
taught an
yeah,
adult choir
yeah.
when I was 12. I just find myself in that situation and I was like, okay, how do you guys not know this? Because it's quite easy for me.
You can
So
imagine.
I've always, trailed that lane without
Yeah,
even thinking about it.
unknowingly.
Without
And
thinking
that's the
about it,
beautiful thing. I
you
mean,
know,
we all end up somewhere unknowing. Like we
knowingly or
don't know.
unknowingly,
We
we don't
just
even
go.
know.
It is like
Yeah.
eventually when you are there, then
It's
you look
because
back and
teachers
you're
are
like, oh my
It's
god.
because teachers are poor in Nigeria.
Yes, this is what I said.
Teachers
That it
are
is
kind
a
of, I'm not
Nigerian
poor,
thing.
but teachers are
Yeah,
kind of
she
poor.
isn't.
Teachers are kind of poor in Nigeria. That's why I hated the idea of it.
You know
But
why?
I've kind of
Because
always been without even
yeah,
knowing.
because teachers are very underpaid and
Yeah, it's so
undervalued.
sad.
Undervalued, and
It's
it
so
is
sad.
so yeah, it is very sad. I wish that we could like improve more and like because teachers are like the forefront, the foundation of
Of
everything.
everywhere,
Yeah,
honestly.
they are.
They
Oh. I
are,
mean, you
yeah.
guys are really trying. I give it to you. I will not even lie.
It's a
Let
lot.
me let me give it to you
It's a
because
lot.
as for me, I don't think so. I don't think I have it in me. But
That's
never
good.
say never.
You know,
Never say never.
so on social media,
Yeah.
a few days ago, I saw a post
Okay.
from Queen Meg. What's
Oh
her
yeah,
name?
yeah, yeah.
Traveling
That
on the
sang
world.
American Love.
Yeah.
American Love.
Karigato
Queen King Meg
Kia.
or
Yeah.
something. I'm
Anywhere
sorry,
you
I can't
want
pronounce
to
your name very
go.
well. Oh.
You know her name,
Yeah,
right?
I
What's her
know.
name? Queen Meg? Meggie.
Something like that, Sha.
So yeah.
QINGMING.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
posted something and she was like, she had I think she did a Christian song or she
Yeah,
made
I
a
know the
post
song
about
about
God.
Jah. She was like Jah something, talking about God
And then people did
majorly.
what?
Yeah, people follow and people unfollowed that. People unfollowed that.
And now this is a very passionate topic for me.
Yeah,
You
I can
know.
imagine.
You know why? This guy is a witch, guys. This guy is a witch. I don't
I
know.
can imagine.
Why?
Jesus babe right here
You
now.
know, because okay,
Jesus
I'm
babe.
sorry, I'm
Carrying
getting
the
too
cra-
emotional. I'm
Nah,
getting too
please
emotional.
let's sit out though,
You know,
please.
because I remember my journey.
Yeah.
First of all, most people don't know. I started 100%
Gospel.
as a gospel. I was never a gospel artist, but
Yeah.
I started in a gospel group. I don't know where else I'm supposed to start if not gospel. To be honest, I'm sorry, but I started in church,
Okay.
which is where, in fact, the right place and the perfect place
God bless you.
for me to even
Yes.
start, right?
Yes.
So I started in church. Most of you
I
must
mean,
know
you said in church too now.
most of you must know Mr. Emma Revelation. They are my alma mater. I think immediately I left secondary school, SS3. I went straight into the group. So I was around 17, 18 at the time.
Okay.
So I've always known music, but I was never interested in music, being a musician, to be honest. Most people don't
Oh,
believe it.
really?
Yeah, I knew I could sing and all of that,
Yeah.
but I was quite a reserved person. I don't like attention. That's the problem. The only problem I have with this industry, I just don't like attention. And look at me now, with my
Sorry.
height and everything. How well am I doing with it?
You call for attention
You know,
unknowingly.
but I honestly don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't care for it
I
one
can
bit.
imagine. I
But-
love attention though.
She loves that issue. Okay, cool. So, but
Yeah.
I started fully in church, and it was a blessing for me. I don't know where else I was supposed to start,
Mm-hmm.
if not in church. When I read about that story, I really felt very sad inside of
Yeah.
me. You know,
You know-
if it is gospel secular people or whatever, unbelievers that are following her, they can run as fast as they can.
Yeah.
But if there is a believer that is doing that, then I have a very big problem with that
Problem
because
with it,
what are
yeah.
we even doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You know the thing about Christians, and I wouldn't want to say so much is there are a lot of hypocrites, like a lot of people that are like hypocrites and
I'm
all.
telling
You know,
you.
Justin Bieber sang the song Purpose. He sang He sang on how God gave him a purpose, on how it was lost and everything. And that song has a special place within my spirit because the song really it speaks about his truths, about all the darkness that he was
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
but God found him, light found him. Sure, you get so. At the end of the day, we are all going to be fine.
You know, I think one of the most fulfilling time for me because, like I told you, even though my mom was an active singer,
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
had to prove myself to her that I
I
wanted to
can
do this.
imagine.
I don't know. There
Can
was a
imagine.
story. There was something that happened. She took me to a pastor,
I remember that story.
and she
Tell
was
us.
like, "Pastor, this girl, since she grew up, she has been singing gospel. And all of a sudden, she said she don't want to be
All
singing,
of a sudden.
devil's like, I don't know what to do to her, and all of that." And the pastor was like, "She's the one with the dream, not you. You need to trust, And I was there and I was like, okay, I guess I don't have to be in this conversation because both of you are, having the conversation.
Yeah.
And the pastor was like, she's the one who's got the dream. She's the one who God has put the dream in. I can't tell people how long I've been dreaming about this, even while I was in the gospel.
Yeah, yes.
Meanwhile, I never branded myself a
The
gospel
gospel.
artist.
Yeah, but they
I
did
just
it.
loved God and I sang, and I will still sing
Yes,
about God
yes,
because even till
yes.
now I still have songs
Definitely
that
as
are
it should
gospel.
be. Yeah.
But like I think the problem is this demarcation, gospel secular, that is disturbing people. Because then a secular person cannot fully
Express
boldly
themselves.
sing about
Yes,
God, even though
yes.
he's part of them.
They frown
And
upon
then
it.
the other one is finding it difficult. That is actually why I love what's his name did during his wedding. That he sang a love song to his wife.
Oh,
Love is part of,
Moses.
yeah, exactly. And
Moses,
people were
please.
like, "Hey, Moses, please has left us. So he's
Yes,
not a
yeah.
devil. He's a not a
Oh,
devil."
Nigerian Christians are
And then I love
something.
this so much because how can you find something wrong with singing
Love.
about love?
Guy. We are talking about love
How
here.
can you, if you don't understand that expression of love, there's
Yeah.
something is definitely
Very,
wrong
very.
somewhere.
There's this thing that I heard somewhere that you need power when you want to do evil because there is nothing that love cannot do. Do you understand? Like you
Yeah,
need power when you want to like do something that is evil, when you want to like hurt someone. But with love, love conquers all. There is nothing that
definitely.
you can't do without love. There
Love,
is nobody that you cannot reach, no matter how gone the person is. Like we say, I mean, love.
yeah, love the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
That's one of the scriptures I really, really live by. I'm not going to church to be successful, unlike most of us.
Yeah, prosperity.
I am really going to church for
Preach it,
love,
please.
because most of us we are going
Yeah.
there so that we'll have money. What
We'll
is the
buy
most
car.
the biggest prayer point? It's not shaba shaba sure the people that are
Father
holding me,
Lord.
my family, or the demons that are holding my progress, release it, amen. That's most of the prayer.
Yes,
All of us are
yes.
looking for that success. That is the truth,
Yeah, yeah.
but
It's few people that you see really
that
worshiping
really,
God,
really, really
like
love
really
God,
love God and all.
and that's what I've been. I had a talk with Mr. M at the Mr. Miracle at the time, and that was one of the things he said that I actually took out of that conversation is just love God. And stop trying to plan things,
Yeah,
stop trying to
yourself.
fix things by yourself. And that's one of the things I do. I remember one of the most fulfilling time for me in my career was when I sent one of my songs that I did, Love You, to my mom. And then she sent it to one of her old friends at the time. And of course, there's a play with the song I'm running about the bush. I don't know how that video happened. It's so embarrassing, but it was a
But it
moment.
happened.
Yeah. And she sent the
Yeah.
song to this friend of her, and the friend, sent a message that she sent back to me. And the man was like, "Oh, this reminds me of how I pursued my wife back,
So
when
cute.
I was trying to cut her. We've been having issues for 10 days, 10 years. But
Bro,
because,
what?
like, after I
10
saw this,
years?
it pushed, yeah. Yeah, and it was like after I saw the video, it pushed me to, really, really want to reconnect back with my wife. I really love what your child is doing. And I saw them, I was like, so for you to be doubting me, you would
Who
doubt
can
me,
argue? Who
And
can
I'm like,
argue?
you come and doubt me later. And I think
Yeah.
that was a moment my mom really, like, just let
Yeah,
me be.
yeah.
And she was like,
Who
okay,
can argue with that?
I bless you with what you're doing. Go ahead,
Amen.
And that's just part of, the
Omo.
story, that is why I encourage. I've had a lot of questions, especially my gospel students ask me, oh, like I love to write songs, but the songs I'm writing is not gospel. I love God so much, and I'm here for gospel performance, but I'm not writing gospel songs. I'm ending up with these three songs, and I'm not really the best person
There
to
are people in the street
advise.
that need love.
But in my
Yeah.
own experience, what you need most especially in your life is to love God. Every other thing is not really by
fall
your
into-
choosing. You can't keep trying to please every other
Every other
person out there.
person.
You know what I mean?
I do.
You
I
know?
do. I do. Definitely
So
big on that.
yeah, so that's just part of how I came about, all of this. So I just think it's very important for us to, especially artists, because you guys are really why I'm doing all of this. There's importance to
British
really
people.
believe in yourself, believe in your craft, believe in what you're pursuing. I advise you all to hold God strong. There's a
Yes,
lot of
yes,
dirt going on in the
yes,
industry.
yes. A
I've
lot of
seen a lot,
darkness.
but I am always grateful for my journey. Whatever I experience, good or bad, I believe is for good.
Yes, it
I
is.
get
At
to
the
tell
end,
you this story. I get to educate you. I get to share these experiences with you.
you get
And
to
I
be
am
impactful.
happy, to have this first episode with my very good friend, Feyi. Can I say your son name?
Yeah, yeah.
Olowoyo, the renowned
Guy, Olowoyo.
Olowoyo, the
Yes, the
renowned
rich person
poet.
appear.
Oh, the rich person appears. You
Yes,
people like
appears.
Yoruba
We
name. You
love
not like rich,
money.
rich too
Yeah, we
much.
love money now. And you they blame us. We like O and Bay. We like to turn off. So we like money.
That makes
Don't
sense.
blame us.
So please, you can follow me on Bob_Ella Instagram, Bubella in every other social media, and
Yeah, so on IG, Bella underscore Feyi. So I'm not really a social media person, but you can find me on IG. You can
don't mind
find
that.
me
Just go and
on
follow her.
Facebook. On Facebook is Feyi Shola Oluwoyo.
And
Yeah.
of course, our very, very, very accommodating host, the Boss Motion Studio. Thank you so much
We really
for having us.
appreciate you
He's telling me
guys.
to stop. It's okay. No, I can't stop. Thank you so much for having us.
We'll
We are
keep
so
on
grateful
hyping.
for this beautiful episode and this beautiful opportunities.
Yeah.
Very, very passionate about music as well. When I had this
Yes.
conversation with him, I was like, yes, let's do it. This, that, that. I'm like, okay, calm down. I think you have it all.
Creative mind.
You know,
We all
and we
think
are so,
alike.
so happy to be here. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Definitely. Bye,
Thank
bye.
you.